This isn't just a Malibu mansion. This is a glass-walled triangle hanging over the Pacific on Point Dume with 327 feet of ocean frontage and an interior that literally has an indoor arboretum, like someone built a luxury greenhouse inside a modern art museum. And right now it's listed for a jaw-dropping $110 million. But here's the part most people don't get. At $110 million, you're not paying for a house. You're paying for a once-in-a-generation position on the coastline, plus an architectural flex. That can't really be recreated today, and it all traces back to one name, Johnny Carson. So today we're going inside Johnny Carson's former Malibu estate, also called the glass-walled triangle house. And I'm warning you now, the wow factors don't show up all at once. They stack. What this property actually is. The listing we're focusing on is 6962 Wildlife Road in Malibu's Point Dume area, offered at $110 million. It's described as a four-parcel compound spanning just over 4 acres, a massive amount of land for this exact stretch of coastline. And the story behind it is almost as insane as the design. Carson bought the compound in the mid-1980s for about $9.5 million, lived here until his death in 2005. And then it changed hands at numbers that look like a video game score. Sold in 2007 for $46 million, then sold again in 2019 for $40 million, reported as an off-market deal. The current owners are reported as venture capitalist Riaz Villani and Augusta Tigret, and now they're aiming for $110 million. So the question is obvious. What makes this place $110 million instead of just another rich person beach house? Let's build it piece by piece. Number 1. The real flex. It's not the house, it's the land plus the position. Here's the detail that turns this from luxury into trophy asset. This isn't one lot, it's a compound across 4 parcels, and it totals about 4.1 acres in Point Dume. That's already rare. But then you add the next number, 327 feet of ocean frontage. That's not a view, that's a coastline you control. And the listing also calls out waterfront/beach rights/beach access. So you're not just staring at the ocean like it's a screensaver. You have the kind of relationship with the coastline that normal buyers don't even get offered. And here's the part that matters even more in Malibu. Because of updated rules and codes, this home sits closer to the bluff's edge than homes can typically be built today, meaning the views here aren't just good. They're basically protected by time. But we haven't even touched the house yet. And the house is where this listing starts to feel unreal, because it wasn't designed to blend in, it was designed to be remembered. Number 2. The Triangle House, a modernist weapon. The main residence was designed by architect Edward R. Niles, and it's built as a bold, geometric, triangular composition of glass, wood, and sharp angles. It was built around 1980/early 1980s, and the Triangle House nickname makes a lot of sense once you see how the geometry repeats inside. Now, here's where people get confused. On paper, the main house is around 7,083 square feet, roughly 7,100. And you might be thinking, wait, $110 million for 7,000 square feet? Yes. Because this isn't a price per square foot property. This is a you can't replicate this land plus frontage plus placement property. Also, this is a compound. The total listing shows 5 bedrooms and 11 baths overall, with additional structures and guest spaces on the grounds. But the main house itself, sources describe it as a 2-bedroom centerpiece built to maximize the view and the architecture, not to cram in extra doors. And the wildest part? The most famous room in this house isn't a living room. It's a space that feels like you're indoors and outdoors at the same time. Number 3. The heart of the house. An indoor arboretum under a 30-foot glass ceiling. This is the feature that makes people stop scrolling. At the center of the home is an arboretum pavilion, an indoor garden space with mature trees under a soaring 30-foot glass ceiling that's laced with wood slats. So instead of a foyer, you walk into something that feels like an open-air sanctuary, except you're still inside the house. And sitting right in the middle of that space is one of the most iconic pieces of this home, a sunken copper and glass fireplace surrounded by built-in seating like a conversation pit. Designed for Malibu sunsets, that's not just a cozy feature. That's a statement. This house was made for long nights, big guests, and quiet power. And the arboretum isn't just pretty, it's a design trick, because when the walls are mostly glass, the house doesn't need decoration. Nature becomes the decor. But if you think the arboretum is the main flex, wait until you see how the geometry starts showing off, because the next space is literally shaped like the name of the house. Number 4. The entertaining level, where every angle is a flex. The main level is built for entertaining, and the listing describes a flow of spaces that sound like a private members club, except it's your living room. You've got a triangular dining room with ocean and pool views, a bar lounge with black marble and wood tones, a chef's kitchen with a butler's pantry, and then there's a detail that feels like it belongs in a villain's lair, a glass-walled office that's described like it floats among the trees. Imagine trying to take a Zoom call in there. You'd look like you're suspended in the hillside. Now, if the main level is the show, the house still has a secret, because the lower level is where the listing hides the most private club features, the kind of rooms that don't exist in normal homes. Number 5. The lower level, the part you don't see from the photos. Downstairs, the house shifts energy. It gets moodier, more private, and the listing describes an ocean view lounge with a wet bar, a screening room, and an impressive wine cellar. So yes, this place has movie night baked into the architecture. And with the ocean right outside, it's the kind of home where you can host an entire weekend without anyone ever needing to leave the property, which is exactly why the outside feels less like a backyard and more like a private resort built into the bluff. Number 6. The grounds, a cliffside resort disguised as a home. Step outside, and the compound goes full Malibu fantasy. The listing describes terraces and landscaping that are basically staged for golden hour curated gardens, sweeping lawns, specimen trees, and multiple terraces designed for outdoor dining and sunsets. Then there's the water story, because it's not just a pool. It's a saltwater pool with a grotto waterfall, plus jacuzzi/hot tub, sauna, cold plunge, and if you're someone who loves those calming luxury details, there's also a koi pond and cascading water features. This is the point where you realize the vibe isn't mansion, it's retreat, a place built for disappearing. But it still has one more wow factor that takes it from retreat to private campus. Because across a separate parcel, there's a tennis setup that sounds completely ridiculous. Number 7. The tennis complex, the NBC gift that turned into a luxury building. Across a separate parcel, the listing describes a championship tennis complex, and it's not just a court. There's a tennis pavilion built like a mini luxury residence. Sources describe it as roughly 2,700 plus square feet with 2 guest suites, a full kitchen, a fireside lounge, and spa-style locker rooms with sauna. And one of the most legendary details? It's rumored to have been a gift from NBC, a very Johnny Carson kind of flex. That detail matters because it tells you what this place really was. Not just a private home, a gathering point, a legacy address where the entertainment world and the power world could overlap, without anyone needing to be seen. But even with all of that, the listing still has extra features that feel almost unnecessary, which is exactly what makes them so insane. Number 8. The support system, security glass, staff housing, and 40-car capacity. Here's where the compound goes from beautiful to operational. Because at $110 million, the house doesn't just need to look good, it needs to run smoothly. The listing describes additional estate features like a circular glass security office with kitchenette and bath, a staff cottage, and motor facilities including a 3-car garage, Tesla chargers, and capacity for up to 40 vehicles. That's not parking, that's an event, that's a private fundraiser, that's a weekend where the guest list has security protocols. And then, because the listing just refuses to calm down, it adds even more, a guest house, plus a greenhouse, a fruit orchard, and an aviary. So yes, you can literally walk from a glass-walled modernist triangle to your orchard to your aviary, while the Pacific Ocean is sitting right there below the bluff. That's not a home, that's a world. Final reframe why this is listed at $110 million. If you boil it down, this listing is expensive for a very specific reason. It stacks multiple rare things together in one package. 1. Point Dume land scale, about 4.1 acres across 4 parcels. 2. Ocean frontage, 327 feet of it. 3. Architectural significance, an Niles modernist triangle house built around glass, wood, and geometry. 4. Unrepeatable placement, sitting closer to the bluff edge than most homes can today. 5. Resort-level amenities, saltwater pool with grotto waterfall, spa circuit, koi pond, terraces, tennis pavilion, and more. 6. Legacy, the Johnny Carson provenance that makes it feel like a cultural artifact, not just a property. It's basically a combination of land plus view plus architecture plus celebrity history plus privacy, built into a single compound. And that's why it can be 7,000-ish square feet and still swing for 9 figures, because in Malibu, size is optional, but position is everything. Alright, real talk. If you had $110 million, would you rather buy a modernist legend like this? Glass walls, indoor arboretum, cliffside, terraces? Or would you take the same money and buy 3 different iconic properties in 3 different cities? And be honest, what's the craziest feature to you? The indoor arboretum under a 30-foot glass ceiling, the floating glass office, or the fact the property casually claims capacity for up to 40 cars? Drop your pick in the comments. And if you want another Inside the Unreal tour right now, click the next video on your screen.